Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, well, as you can tell, riding around another brand new 589. I got Kyle Flake with me. This is his third, right?
Yep,
Third brand new 589 he's gotten in 4 months.
4 months. Go from no new trucks ever to 3 and 4 months. Kind of crazy.
So first part of this video, I'm gonna go over all the stuff in the truck. We've done a lot of really cool stuff with it. It's awesome looking. It is big bad green, and I'll show you the lights and all that stuff. But more importantly, in this video, we're talking with Kyle here. He's picking his truck up, but he's never had a new truck in their fleet ever. And he bought one 4 months ago, and then bought another one, and now he's got this one. And he's got a really cool story, kind of talking about how the new trucks has changed how his businesses ran and how much money he's able to make with a new truck versus running some of his older equipment. And I just think it's a lot of good insight you guys might, enjoy to listen to and maybe learn a little bit from it. So follow along with the video, guys. It's going to be a good one. I'm gonna go over all the things we've done in this truck real quick because later on in this video we're gonna go for a ride with Kyle and talk a little bit about what he's got going on with his business. This is his third 589 that he's bought pretty recently, and if you guys remember way back, he got his first one, which was a legendary silver and air gas teal 58-inch flat top, and now since then we built him a cream and blue one, 72 295 wheelbase, and then just finished this one up in big bad green with a blue frame, and it's pretty dang sharp. So gonna go over this. We've done a few things differently on this truck that we haven't done in the past, but I'll start out in the front here. We did 7 grill bars in the front, did a 20-inch blind mount bumper, did our Firewire LED headlights and our turn signal lights. Took all the red out of the emblems, so they're chrome. They look real sharp. And then front wheels, painted the hubs blue, chrome oilers, lug nut covers, 3 watermelon lights on the breathers. These are the legendary glass lights. Up top here, walk around this way, we did our 7 lights on the roof there and a Desperado visor, painted the inside of it to match. This color on this truck is called Big Bad Green, so it's a pretty cool color. It's a little bit different than what you typically see, and I like it. This one, we've always done stainless cabin sleeper panels, and on this truck, we did paintable 3-inch cabin sleeper panels. Kind of the reason why I did that with this truck was I was a little bit worried that when everything was said and done, the stainless was going to kind of stand out too much with the green truck. So I felt like just doing painted cabin sleeper panels would kind of clean up the look of the truck, which it did. I think that was the right choice. It'd get a little bit busy looking with stainless panels, but underneath here it's got the underglow lights hidden, and we painted the door panels, or the door handles, polished tanks. It's got a 150 on this side. It is a grass burner 7-inch Dynaflex stacks. They fit nice and tight. And then on the back of the sleeper, we added 4 lights on the back of the sleeper. Those are our trucks. They go red, and we painted the rear sleeper vents to match. The blue frame of this thing looks awesome. Mirrored deck plate. Didn't paint the deck plate. These guys get up and down on it with the work they do. So we left that one alone. Lifetime rear hub covers and lug nut covers on the wheels. Hogue-built half fenders. I'll show you those over here. Semi-casual mud flap weights. These Hogue-built fenders, so this is pretty neat. These are lowrider half fenders, and they're the blind mount brackets from Hogue-built. Painted everything to match inside there. But the back here is a whole different deal. So they've got now a new Hogue-built. This is one of the first ones they sent us to try out and give them some feedback on. And it's hard to really see it well, but blends in a lot better with the truck after it's painted. But this is their new rear mount bracket setup. I look down inside here, you can kind of see, I really need a light, but you can see in here, this bracket is a pretty heavy duty deal. It runs down and then it's bolted to the frame, so it's bolted straight through, instead of the old brackets where the bolt kind of came in from the back of the frame and screwed into the tube that went onto the frame. This one's bolted with a nut on the other side, so I feel like this is going to be a whole lot more sturdy, work really well, and it was easier to put on than their old bracket, so that's also a plus. They look really sharp. And then move the fuel tanks. On this truck, we had moved the fuel tanks forward a little bit to get them as tight as we could, and the def tank. Pretty much all the 589s we've gotten, we end up moving the fuel tanks and the def tank just to get everything as tight as we can up here and make it look really nice. But this truck at 295 wheelbase with 72-inch flat top looks really sharp. It's a 5-inch drop axle. We put our air dump kit on it, and you can see all the suspension's dumped right now. It's got a nice look to it. It's a 565 1850 Cummins X15 with an 18 speed. Inside is loaded up with all the stuff. It's got full lockers. You can see the inside of the painted visor there. It's got a fridge, the whole 9 yards back here, but we'll get more into that when we go for the ride with Kyle in this thing. But it's a super nice truck. I really like, I don't know, I like the way it turned out. That color green just looks awesome on this thing too.
Drives like a new truck.
So you like it?
Yeah, man, it turned out good. I was pretty nervous about the green.
I know. So when we got this truck here, he was looking around. I guess explained it to everybody watching this video. And you're like, what do you got for another truck? Because I need another one in a hurry. And I was like, well, I've got this green one. And you're like, I'll call you back. Let me sleep on it. And I'm like, I had to kind of almost talk you into, like, it'll look good when it's finished.
I kind of figured it would. I mean, it is at semi-casual. You guys know what you're doing. The funny thing was convincing my wife, because she was not on board.
Not with the green.
Oh, no. It's like, that's pretty bright. We don't typically do bright colored trucks. What are you thinking? Like, well, that's our only option. That's all they've got. So it is what it is.
It is loud.
Yeah.
What did she think about it after she saw it finish, though?
She still doesn't like the green.
Still doesn't like the green.
I mean, she's like, she does agree that it looks good.
So it looks better, but I still don't like the bright color. No, I get that. Okay, so I know we were saying earlier, the wife was not sold on the bright green.
No.
But
to be honest, I wasn't either.
Yeah. Anybody that looked at this when it came in and it was here and I was going to work on it or whatever, they're like, that's awfully loud. Like, when it's finished, though, it'll look pretty cool.
And my direct thoughts on it was, I'm not the one driving it anyways.
Yep.
So to me, I know the resale value is going to be good.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys that love this color.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying I hate it. It's just not,
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing. I don't like the bright per se.
Yep.
But it did turn out really, really sharp.
Yep. And nobody could ever say they didn't see it.
No.
No excuse that could ever happen.
No. No. You're 100% right there.
But the driver's getting it. What was his take on it?
Oh, he loves it. I've been sending him all the pictures and stuff that you've been sending going along.
Yeah.
And he's super stoked. He can't wait.
Yeah.
And like he told me, he goes, I know it's not your thing, but it is mine.
Yeah.
So he appreciated the fact that I went ahead and went with it.
Yep. And that's really good for him. I mean, and for you. So, like, driver retention, driving nice equipment, you've got a good guy that's going to do the job.
He's going to take care of the truck.
He's going to take care of it if he likes it.
And the thing about it is, like, I've come to realize in this business, especially when you're running a trucking company, they're not just employees.
Yep.
Like, these guys are living in these trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And if a guy likes what he's driving, he's going to do a better job.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He's going to feel more at home. He's going to feel like you're trying to take care of him better.
Yep.
So, to me, why not award your guys with, or reward your guys, I should say,
yep,
with something that they want to drive.
Yep. No, that's 100%. I mean, you can get a job at a lot of different trucking companies, and it can just be a job, and then you could drive for you, and you could have this.
Well,
and it's leaving a little bit better more than a job because you're really proud of what you're doing.
Sure. And we've built a team here, and that's what we're striving to do more of. So, yeah, might not be my thing, but
the
hey,
driver likes
as long as the driver likes it, dude, I'm happy.
Yeah. So one of the other things I wanted to kind of talk about, like I'm the most interested in, is when you picked up the first truck from us 4 months ago, you had never sat in a 589 really.
Right. I'd never even been around one.
Yeah.
I'd never even seen one up close, seen them pass me on the interstate, but that's it.
That was it. And you got the truck, and you kind of you needed a new truck, so you bought a new truck, and then you put 50,000 miles on it, you said?
Yeah, I've got 50,000 miles on it already. We've been burning the highway up.
Did you ever go home?
You know what's crazy is I run those kind of miles, and I'm home probably 3 or 4 nights a week.
Okay.
So it actually works out pretty well.
It works. So you stay somewhat around where you're at then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a local deal. I say local. I load locally,
mm-hmm.
and then I'm only gone for 2 days, and then I'm back home.
Oh,
and then I do like 2 of those rounds a week. So it works out really well. I'm still doing 3,500 miles a week.
Right.
But I'm doing that in 4.5 days. Works out really nice.
Yeah. So you got your first truck. It's doing obviously really good because then you called and you're like, I need another truck. And then now we're on truck number 3.
Part of that was, if you remember, with your finance guy, it was easier to go ahead and finance 2 now than 1 now and then 1 later.
Yep.
Our feet are already wet.
Yep.
Let's jump in.
Yep.
We're going to do this. Let's do it right.
Yep.
Let's get the new trucks. Let's get these guys in trucks that they enjoy to drive. Let's get in good equipment with warranty. Mm-hmm. We're going to do it. Let's do it right.
Yep. And you obviously like driving this truck.
Yeah.
You're on 3, and you every time I talk to you, you're kind of always raving about how nice the truck is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was pretty dang nervous. I think, like most guys have been that have gone from a 389 to a 589. I didn't know if I would like the truck.
Right.
And to be honest, I was pretty stuck on the older equipment for a long time. And it's just not the business model that I want to follow. I know that there's a lot of guys that they're going to stay with the old trucks. I'm not knocking the old trucks. I think they're cool. But for me, where we're at in our business, where we're trying to grow and expand and get bigger, the new trucks are just kind of where it's at. I'm only one man. And it's extremely hard for me to get a mechanic right there at home. So
Right.
I do a lot of my own mechanic work. I'm driving too.
You're dispatching, you're driving,
I'm
you're figuring
dispatching.
everything.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
As much as I would like to, I just don't.
And if you got a truck that's down,
Right.
the driver's not making money.
The
and
customer's not happy.
They're not getting their load. And then you know, one thing I kind of thought about too was you watch trucks go down the road.
Yeah.
And that guy's going somewhere. And he's going to get paid when he gets there.
Right.
If he doesn't get there, he's not getting paid.
100%.
And you can't plan for that. If you've got a truck that's failing you, in the long run, you could have, I don't know, a $5,000 or $6,000 truck payment or whatever you want. But this month, the used truck could cost you $20,000. And then where are you at?
Well, that's exactly what I experienced last week. I've got a 389. Now granted, it's a 2009. You're going to have issues. It's got 1.3 million miles on it. But a lot of people aren't going to believe me when I say this, but that truck in a week and a half, now this is downtime included. So between the downtime, the parts, the labor, the hotel room for my driver, it ended up costing me $24,000. How do you budget for that? You can't.
You can't. Yeah.
But I can budget for a $4,500 a month payment.
Right.
And if something happens to the truck, which it is still a truck, it is still liable to have issues, but your chances are a lot less. I can plan on that.
Yep. And it's warranty. You'll have downtime if
Sure.
it's got to go in the shop, but you're not spending money in the shop.
Right. Exactly.
You've completely changed your business model since buying one new truck.
Yes.
And why?
Because of the reliability. I mean, to be 100% honest, that's the only thing that's really changed.
Okay.
But it's allowed me peace of mind to know what I can budget for.
Yep.
I know that the load's going to get there.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about, man, is it going to make it? Like, what if I didn't do this? What if I didn't do that to the truck? Am I missing something?
Yep.
You know, and so.
And I guess you can budget better, right? So now you know,
Oh,
or you can
100%.
have a planned budget. So now
Right.
you know, like, my expenses this month, these are variables that are controlled, and you don't have an uncontrolled expense of like breakdowns.
Right.
As much. I mean, it's still equipment. You still have that stuff, but it can't cost you this astronomical amount of money if you had to buy an engine.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so you're able to plan on everything.
Yep.
Just way easier to plan.
Yep.
Then your driver's not worried about being down either.
Yep.
So, you know, that makes it nice.
I mean, I've said it 100 times. Like when we got our first one and we had the black and red one, we did and everything else, like driving down the road, I do enjoy driving this truck. This thing's way quiet inside. I mean, it's comfortable to ride down the road in.
Oh yeah.
More so than driving an older truck or just tight cab.
Yeah, I mean the one that I'm, you know, this is going to a driver of mine, but I am personally driving the silver truck.
Yep.
Got 50,000 miles on it, and man, it is extremely comfortable to drive.
Yep.
You know, I've had a pretty long week this week because I've got my normal loads that I had to cover during the week,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
then
come here.
Then I had to come here. I brought some hay out for a buddy of mine, and so it was nice to get paid coming out here. But I've had a lot of hours in the truck this week,
Yep.
and that does not feel the same as what it used to in an old truck.
You're not
I'm not as
fatigued
fatigued as much at the end of the day.
Yep.
You don't feel like you're in the cockpit of an airplane anymore. You feel like you're more in a motorhome.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as cool,
Yeah.
but I've gotten to where the creature comforts of the new style, it's not terrible. I would not say that I prefer it,
Right.
but I don't hate it like I did when I first got that new one.
Yep.
That
That's me.
silver truck.
That's me 100%.
I mean, like I said, I 100% prefer the old school dash,
Yeah.
but I don't hate this.
Yep. No, I mean, we still got some 389's in the shop, and then, you know, I drive them and stuff, and I get in, and I'm like, just like the old 389, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I like both of them. They all have their plus and minuses.
Sure.
But I don't know. The more I drove it, the more I started to like it. It grew on me. I'm like most people in the world that watch these videos when we're doing the trucks, and they're like, I'd never drive that thing. I don't like it. It's too different inside. But after you kind of get used to it, it's what we got now anyway.
And honestly, it's the same with the windshield, which they are making kits now if you did want to do split window.
Yep.
And I'm the same way. I don't prefer the single windshield, but I don't hate it either.
Right.
So it's kind of pluses and minuses. You know, there's things about the 389 that I prefer over the 589 and vice versa.
Yep.
But, you know, we talked about new trucks and changing my business. Really, it's the new truck is what I'm after.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we have to work with.
Yep.
So let's doll them up how we can.
Yep.
I mean, and I don't hate them. I like these trucks.
Yeah.
They're nice trucks.
And these look cool. You do the right little bit of things to them, and they're a unique looking truck. They look good going down the road.
And if they were still building the 389s,
yep.
Like if we didn't have this option, then obviously I'd have bought new 389s. But this is what we're dealing with.
Yep.
This is how you get a new truck now.
Yep.
And hey, I mean, if you guys are thinking about buying one and you're on the fence, you know, you're not going to hate it.
No.
You might, like I said, you might prefer some things about the 389, but you're not going to hate these trucks.
Yep.
It takes some getting used to, but just like any time that Peterbilt changes their body style.
Oh, everybody's mad. You know, well, listen, I was bad. When we got the first one in there, I'm like, nobody likes things to change. I'm like, I just want to build 389s. But over time, they grow on you, and then they've been fun because we've been learning how to make them look cool.
Yeah. I was mad, to be honest, when...
We got a few coming over here. Wait a second.
I was mad when they went from the 379 to the 389.
Right. Like a ton of people were. Still got one more coming. Running the numbers in the last couple of months since having the new trucks, that you're already looking at a higher profit margin.
It makes a lot more sense to have new over old. And it's back to what we were talking about before. You can plan for the truck payment, the oil change, the tire rotation. You still have to do the stuff like that, obviously. Right. But when it comes down to major breakdowns, they're just pretty well non-existent.
Right.
I don't know that a lot of guys may have experienced different than me. I'm not saying for all businesses. I'm just saying in my personal business, I've been doing this for 9 years now, and it seems to me like you don't have a lot of time where your older equipment doesn't have some sort of issue.
Right.
Like the silver truck, the first one that I bought from you, for instance, 50,000 miles, 0 downtime.
Right.
I personally, once again, not speaking for anybody else, I personally have not experienced a truck running for 50,000 miles without an issue.
It's kind of nice.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're running that truck. I mean, 4 months, 50,000 miles. I mean,
and all my guys are, and all my guys are 3,000 a week, roughly.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like my wife told me last night. We were talking about maybe, we'll see where we're at, but maybe ordering another one.
Right.
And we were talking about it last night, and she's like, well, are you going to add or are you going to replace? And I said, no, I think we have the right number of trucks for now.
Yeah.
We're going to replace one of the older trucks.
Yeah.
And that truck is a 2009, and she says, well, I personally wouldn't want to drive a 2009 vehicle 3,000 miles a week because I wouldn't trust it. Why are we putting our guys through that?
Right. What are you getting fuel mileage out of these things?
So we're 80,000 almost everywhere we go.
Okay.
And on top of that, we haul tall loads, hay, livestock.
Yep.
But I typically get anywhere from 5 to 5.5.
Okay.
Which is a little bit better than the older trucks.
Yep.
To me, in my experience, we've typically did right around 4.5 to 4.8. Okay. So I would say a solid half a mile better.
Which does, at the end of the year, is a good bit of money.
It is.
You know,
yeah.
And fuel.
Yep.
And y'all are, so the livestock thing is, you don't sit around a lot. It's just get there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's I was wanting to do this video with you since we've been talking on the phone. You got this third one. Like, I think people should be able to hear your side of the story with this because you were always older trucks, and then you went to one new truck, and now we're on 3 new trucks and talking about the 4th new truck. And
I was so against new trucks. so against them. And, you know, now that I've got a couple of them, I really like them, and I like the biggest selling point to me is the reliability.
Right. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Hopefully you like the truck, because the truck's really cool, and tell us what you think about the super bright green. I personally, I like it. I like bright colors anyway, but hopefully everything that Kyle kind of talked about will help you guys make decisions if you're in the trucking deal, and if you're thinking about a new truck, or you're still against a 589. Some real life good experience for 4 months driving one, and actually kind of talking fuel mileage and numbers and stuff like that and how it's done.
Which is not a lot of time, but it has been a lot of miles, so
yeah,
I feel like it's valid enough.
I think so. I think, and he got more. He's ordered more. We're going to keep updating this as he gets trucks, and we're putting miles on them and keep you guys kind of informed with like how things have been going. Because I mean, the 589 is still a really new deal, and there's only a handful of people right now I can kind of like get some real world feedback from that's honest. And but yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of this stuff, you got to like, subscribe, follow us on all the social media at Semi Casual Show. And if you want to buy cool parts like on this truck, semicasualshow.com. You can get all that there. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. Later.